Welcome, race fans, to another edition of Post-Race Conversations Live. I'm Kyle Benjamin on behalf of FrontStretch.com, and we're going to talk briefly about all the action from the Toyota Save Mart 350 from Sonoma. I appreciate the nod to sponsors past, although I wish they would bring back the Sears Point name. Conversation for a different time. We are, however, witnessing greatness. SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen from New Zealand, puts on another road course clinic following up his domination at Chicago and Mexico City before. And what we're seeing there is truly spectacular. He has cemented himself, I think, in the record books as one of the greatest to ever strap on one of these race cars. Now, he doesn't have the oval prowess, shall we say, but to even be mentioned in the same breath as a race car driver like Parnelli Jones, who was the original record holder of fastest to 4 wins way back in 1967. Fittingly enough, at Riverside, another track out there in California, SVG has shown that Justin Marks and the folks at Trackhouse knew exactly what they were doing by putting him in this car. Not only has he put WeatherTech in victory lane, he's now put Red Bull in victory lane for the first time since 2011. And is now one of the top seeds heading into the playoffs. And he's got another road course coming up in the regular season, I believe. Watkins Glen, he's got an opportunity there to get himself a 4th win. And if he manages to do that before Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, or Kyle Larson gets another, SVG, the road course specialist, could be the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed going into the playoffs, because the regular season champ gets the number 1 seed. Now, you could argue up, down, left, right, and sideways about how, well, it's not a true representation of the discipline. SVG is getting better on ovals. And they're doing exactly what they need to do with this format, which is win and win on the road courses. Win and you're in. And Trackhouse brought in a guy who is an absolute rock star going left and right. It's cool to watch. We have an opportunity now to enjoy something as race fans that you truly don't get to see very often. We're witnessing it a bit on the IndyCar side at the moment with Alex Palou's domination. Again, today he went out and fended off Joseph Newgarden and others to win it at Iowa. Palou is going to have more wins on the season than the entirety of Chevy's lineup. Put that in perspective. And SVG is now the equal in wins of Kyle Larson, who some will argue is the greatest race car driver in the world at the moment. Christopher Bell, who rattled off 3 straight to start the season. And Denny Hamlin, who's destined a first ballot Hall of Famer. The only thing missing from his resume is Cup championship. And he could very much be in the conversation for that as the season winds down. Now, as far as the rest of the race goes, Chase Briscoe, best of the rest. The 19 team has come on strong of late. I think that win at Pocono really put a lot of confidence into their program. He was strong last week at Chicago. He was strong this week, heading to Dover next week, where he's got a shot to be in contention again. You look at Chase Elliott and Michael McDowell charging on new tires at the end of the race. I think a couple more laps. Maybe they throw a red there after Stenhouse gets into the tires, and Elliott's got 6 laps instead of just 3. He might have given Shane a run for his money. Now, catching him and passing him are 2 totally different things, which we saw last week as well. The rest of the top 10, Christopher Bell recovering nicely after his woes for a few straight weeks. Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs putting together good runs. William Byron quietly methodical. The Hendrick team hasn't really been loud recently. Byron's got 3 wins. Larson's got 1. Chase Elliott's got 1. Not doing Hendrick type things and winning all the time, but their points are solid. Got to give a nod to Kyle Busch. He took advantage of the late race chaos, came home P10. Obviously, he needs a win or continue to have solid points to get into the playoffs. And Daniel Suarez, look at, 14 after getting shipped early in the race. 14th is a good solid run for a guy who's auditioning for a ride next year. Moving on to kind of some of the other, things that happened. Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney did not have a good day. Carson Hocevar looked like he was going to have a top 10 finish until he and Josh Berry had a bit of a to-do. And then Catherine Legg comes home 31st on the lead lap, it looks like. Nope. Misread that. Yeah, on the lead lap, 110 laps completed. But SVG led 97 of those 110 laps. Probably would have led them all had there been fewer green flag pit stops. That car and the driver class of the field today. Class of the field 3 out of the last 4 weeks. It's been impressive to see the run he's been on. As far as the in-season tournament goes, for those of you keeping score at home, Ty Dillon against John Hunter Nemechek. Just like we all thought when the brackets first came out. Ty Dillon, the giant killer. To be fair, he's only beat one of those drivers, Alex Bowman, heads up in a race. Hamlin got wiped out early at Atlanta, and Keselowski got taken out early in Chicago. So he got kind of a pass there. But today, raced Alex Bowman, nudged him out of the way there, coming to the checkers, and rightfully earned that trip to the Final Four. John Hunter Nemechek, Eric Jones, good on Legacy for getting their guys to the round of 8. And on the other side, you got Tyler Reddick and Ty Gibbs. So the battle of the ties on the your central and east bracket. Or I guess it's now pink and green. I'm not quite sure how this was categorized from the get-go, but it'll be interesting to watch next week as they head to Dover. Which of those 4 will head to Indy for a chance to win $1 million? We'll see. If I were Ty Dillon, I'd be doing everything I possibly could to win $1 million. Now, a track like Indy, you're probably not going to do anything egregious, but you might run a little bit more with your elbows out there. So as the Cup Series heads to their next race next weekend at Dover, Delaware, the Concrete Canyons. Quick look at the points. William Byron still leading. He's got 632, 1 win, 7 top 5s, 10 top 10s, 2 DNFs, 12 playoff points. So it's an all Hendrick top 3, Byron, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Larson. I know we've talked about this a few times here on the show. Chase Elliott has been quietly very good all season long. 6 top 5s, 10 top 10s. Only led 136 laps, and he's got 1 win. But he's second in points, which is what you have to do. That's the name of the game. Larson, Hamlin, Reddick, Bell, Blaney, Chastain, Chase Briscoe, Alex Bowman round out your top 10. So Hendrick quietly has put all 4 cars inside the top 10. And as the series moves on, here are the next the next few races. So we're going to Dover, Indy, Iowa, Watkins Glen, Richmond, and then Daytona. So there are 6 races left in the regular season at this point. You've got kind of 2 wild cards in Watkins Glen and Daytona for guys to get a win. Richmond at night, potentially could be very good. We all remember what happened there last year with Austin Dillon. Could see a little more shenanigans as that playoff cut line kind of moves. But I think we're headed into the home stretch here of knowing who's going to be in the playoffs and who's going to be out. And I think at this point, SVG is a guy you don't really count out of the championship conversation. I'm sure I'd probably get a little bit of flack for that. But there is a road course in the playoffs. We're still stuck with the Roval at the moment, despite how good it is. But if he heads into the playoffs with another win, he gets 4 wins, that makes him second in the regular season. He's got all those playoff points. That's going to carry him through possibly to the round of 12. That gets you then to the round of 8. Talladega is one of those. He has a good day at Talladega, and suddenly Shane Van Gisbergen is he's in the conversation in Phoenix, which I think would be kind of fun to see for sure. So that's all we've got here tonight on Post Race Conversations Live. Thanks for joining us. We will talk to you next Sunday after the action at Dover. For everybody at frontstretch.com, you can head to the website, by the way, frontstretch.com, for all the post-race driver interviews, or on the YouTube channel. You've got a lot of great writing from our team on the print side of things. You can check out all our coverage from the IndyCar race this weekend, and of course, everything that happened at Sonoma. So until next time, I'm Kyle Benjamin. We'll see you next Sunday.